Today, I'll be reviewing the new movie Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's the very long title. And this is the seventh installment of this franchise. I know I'm very tardy to the party, but I thought I better review it now than wait later because I think this movie's been out for like 3 weeks now. Yeah, probably something like that. 2 weeks. Um, just a heads up, I've only seen three of the seven, or I think I'm not super really invested in the franchise, so I think I've only seen like three or four. So I don't know a whole lot about the lore or whatever. But anyways, another thing to mention is this movie like really flew under the radar because of Barbenheimer. So I'm just surprised and the thing was, I think this movie is actually better than both. So that's like the most surprising thing. Is how this movie did the worst, I think, out of the other two. All right, so let's just get straight into it. The pros, which is what I liked. First off, the villain, which is called the Entity, is actually better than expected, and I feel like it has really big potential for the sequel. The Entity is definitely like a really good villain, and probably maybe one of the most memorable ones of the franchise. I don't really know any of the other. I can't remember any of the other bad guys from any of the other movies. But yeah, the Entity definitely seems like very scary. It kind of reminds me of like Ultron, um, in a way, so that's cool. All the cast members fit pretty well and are utilized really well, except for like one or two. But besides that, they for the most part they fit in the story very well. Um, yeah, I thought pretty much everyone did a great job, and there was really no bad acting from any of them. The action is always uh, conspiring within the movie throughout the movie, but it doesn't become unbearable or forced. The different settings, scenarios, and characters keeps it entertaining from start to finish. So it is an action movie, but it doesn't get like boring or tedious after a while. It keeps, you know, bringing fresh and new like moves and places. Yeah, it's great. The end, which is the climax of the movie, is the best part of the movie in my opinion, and is pretty fleshed out and action packed for a first parter. Like I really didn't expect that much because it's part one. And the Spider Verse's part one was honestly very underwhelming, but this movie delivered pretty well. Tom Cruise, who's great, he's just great. Um, I pretty much any movie with him is probably going to do very well. Um, not like m- you know, money wise because he's in it, but like most of the movies he's in, he really has never been in a bad movie. And the CGI is not noticeable at all. I really can't tell a difference between practical effects and CGI. Like, I mean, it all looks great. The supporting cast that played Benji, Luther, and Grace were great and definitely made the movie better. Yeah, they were just a really um, great part of the movie. Now, getting to my complaints, I really don't have any complaints about this movie. This movie is actually really refreshing considering, in my opinion, this year has been very lackluster in the movie department compared to 2022 and 2021. The only complaints are some characters, I'm not going to spoil anything, but one dies, and for me, it seemed very underwhelming and kind of looked over because the death scene is very quick and it goes right back to the plot. Um, yeah, there really aren't many complaints that I can think of after watching this movie actually twice. It was a very enjoyable movie that would be great to see in the theaters. It's not groundbreaking or anything amazing. I mean, it is kind of amazing, but it's just downright enjoyable. I would easily rate this an 8 or 8.5 out of 10. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye.